Hello everyone, welcome to our channel of Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School. My name is Kajal Kulkarni and I am going to teach grade 6 English. Students, just tell me how many kinds of school you all have seen or you all have, if you all have visited. Do you all know any other different kinds of school? Yes? Yes, few may be saying that yes ma'am, we are knowing the school, different kinds of school, some may be not knowing. Yes, so those who are knowing, they may say we went to blind school, yes, we went to a deaf school, or we went to a dumb and deaf school, right. So we are going to see today something about a very different school, and that school is really having a very different kind of teaching methods. They are not having portions, they are not having syllabus, they are not having vast study material and all that, but they are in school and even they are taught. So what they are taught? What do you think? What they are taught? To read, to write, or to dance? What you all are doing? What you all are doing, the same thing they are being taught? Maybe they are also taught to read, write, yes, to sing, dance, but this school is so different that the students are taught to accept some, you can say some deficiency, like something that the other person is not having. So that incapability, that thing is to be accepted by one and to live life accordingly. For example, I will just give one example, that if suppose there is one girl who is blind, okay, and we are told to just live one day as the blind girl is leaving. So what we have to do? We have to keep our eyes closed, means a bandage is put on our eyes, and the whole day we have to survive like that blind girl, and we have to feel the life what she is spending, how she must be feeling that she is unable to see, what she must be feeling. So in this school, all the disabled children are in one school. So the other students, other children who are fully fine, fit and fine, they are taught that how to survive with those disability. So if suppose someone is deaf, see, deaf is okay, you may survive, you can't hear anything, but still you may, because you can see, you can run, you can jump, you can play, yes, you can sing, you can talk, but you are only deaf. You are not able to speak, you are a dumb person. So even that is okay, only that you cannot speak, but you can hear, you can play, you can see, yes. You also find people who are dumb and deaf, means they can't hear, they even can't speak. So even that is sometimes okay. So in this chapter, we are going to see that how the students are trained, and the teacher who is the caretaker, who is the caretaker of the school, how she is training all the students. So shall we start with the chapter? The name of the chapter is A Different Kind of School. So we will start with the same. Before we read, do you know these words? If you don't, find out their meanings. Bandage, crutch, cripple, honor, misfortune and system. See students, when we will come across these words, we will definitely see the meanings, and you will come to know the meanings of these words. Now look at this picture, and can you imagine what is going on in this picture? A girl has tied one bandage or you may say a handkerchief, it is just a bandage. She has tied a bandage and a boy is guiding her. So, in this chapter, in this picture, you can see a girl being guided by a very small boy. You can see one building here. So, this is the school building and it is all surrounded by beautiful flowers. Garden is there and it is all covered with flowers. So, let us see what the chapter is. I had heard a great deal about Miss Beam's school, but not till last week did the chance come to visit it. Means I means who? The person, the writer who has written this chapter, who has written this story, he personally has visited the school. He has personally visited the school, and who is looking after the school? Miss Beams. Who is looking after the school? Miss Beams. So, this person had heard a lot about the school, but he didn't get a chance to visit the school till last week. And when he got a chance to visit the school, what all he has seen in this school, he is going to tell us in short. When I arrived there was no one in sight but a girl of about 12. Her eyes were covered with a bandage. See, when I arrived, when I means who? I means who? The person who is telling the story about this school. When he arrived, when he entered, when he visited the school, what did he see? What did he first came in his glance? That was, sight means to see something, insight means to be seen. So, what did he see? He saw a girl, she was about 12 years and her eyes were covered with bandage, means there was a handkerchief or there was a strip, means her eyes were covered. Okay. So, what you will think now? That she is playing, right? She is playing hide and seek. So, you will think that she is playing that, but the writer is going to narrate us what exactly is going on. So, let us move ahead. Her eyes were covered with a bandage and she was being led carefully between the flower beds by a little boy who was about 4 years younger. Means the girl is 12 years. So, this boy was only 8 years. So, what he was doing? He was taking that girl carefully from the flower beds, means he was taking that girl carefully by between the flower beds, as we have seen in the picture here, that here it is a garden covered all around with flowers. So, this boy is taking the girl carefully, holding her hands, he is taking her carefully. She stopped and it looked like she asked him who had come. This girl stopped and she asked that small boy that who has come. See, even though she had tied her eyes with the bandage, but still she came to know that someone is standing in front of her or someone has visited, someone has come towards them. So, she stopped there when the boy was taking her carefully. She stopped there and she is asking that boy that who has come here. He seemed to be describing me to her. Then they passed on. That little boy started describing, means who is telling it seemed to be describing me? The writer is telling that it was looking like that boy is telling about me to that girl. He is telling something about me to that girl who had tied a bandage, and then they moved out from there. They passed out from there. Miss Beam was all that I had expected. Middle-aged, full of authority, yet kindly and understanding. he is describing about Miss Beam, how she is looking. Miss Beam was all that I had expected, means what I was knowing about, only about Miss Beam, and she was middle aged. What age she was? Middle aged. Full of authority, means she was the whole and soul of the school. She was having all the authorities to handle the school, and yet she was very kind, she was very friendly and understanding. Okay. So, he is describing, these are the adjectives used in this sentence. Her hair was beginning to turn grey, means they were just means her hair had just started turning white, and she had the kind of plump figure. What do you mean by plump? Plump means someone who is short, stout, means not very fat, not very thin, short and stout. Okay. See the plump. Plump means short, stout, pleasantly fat. And she had the kind of plump figure that is likely to be comforting to a homesick child. Means homesick means someone who is not fond of coming out from the house, who is means having homesickness. He or she doesn't like to mixed up with anyone and likes to be alone at home. Nobody should come at their house, and that person should be always alone. They like to be alone. So, that is called as homesick. Okay. So, the children who were feeling homesick, so this personality, Miss Beam, was a very comforting personality. She had a personality that would comfort those homesick child. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods. I means who? The writer of the lesson. I asked her some questions about her teaching methods, which I had heard very simple. Means the writer asked her few questions and he said, what are your teaching methods? What are the methods of teaching? As I have heard that it is really very simple. So, what answer she is giving? No more than is needed to help them to learn how to do things, simple spelling, adding, subtracting, multiplying and writing. The rest is done by reading to them and by interesting talks during which they have to sit still and keep their hands quiet. They are practically no other lessons. Now, who is saying this all? No more than, this is all said by Miss Beans. Now, Miss Beams is telling that there is no as such any syllabus, but it's simple spellings. We teach them simple spellings, simple addition, simple subtraction, which is simple multiplication, which is very useful for their day to day dealing. Okay, students, we should know simple addition, subtraction and multiplication when we are going out to buy something. We should know the basic of mathematics. So, she is telling that as such we are not having any syllabus, but we teach them spellings, simple addition, subtraction and multiplication is being taught and writing, and the rest is done by reading. Means the reading is done in such a way that they just have to sit still, no movements of their hands, they just have to sit still, listen, and listening also very interesting talks are being shared with them when they are sitting. So, this is all about the teaching of the school, and there is no practical lessons, there are no practical lessons. Okay. So, this is what Miss Beams is telling about their teaching method. The real aim of this school is not so much to teach thought as to teach thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness means what? To take care. Thoughtfulness means taking care. Okay. The real aim of this school, she is telling, Miss Beams is telling, our focus is just to teach them, not to teach them studies a lot, but to teach them how to care for each other. Yes, and thoughtfulness means kindness to others and being responsible citizens. Look out of the window a minute, will you? Miss Beams is telling to this writer that, sir, can you look out of the window for a minute and you will be able to see what is going on. So, this writer, what he did? I went to the window which overlooked a large garden and a playground at the back. What do you see? Miss Beam asked. Now, the writer, when he is asked to look out of the window for a minute, he just moves to a window and he is looking out of the, he is peeping out of the window, and what thing he has seen? He has seen that there was a large garden and a playground at the back. So, then Miss Beams asked him that, what do you see? I see some very beautiful grounds, I said, and a lot of jolly children. It pains me, though, to see that they are not all so healthy and active looking. When I came in, I saw one poor little girl being led about. She has some problem with her eyes. Now, I can see two more with the same difficulty. And there's a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. She seems to be a hopeless cripple. See now what he is telling. I see he is telling, when he is looking out of the window, he is telling that when Miss Beams asked, what did you see out of the window? So, he said, I saw beautiful ground. I have seen some very beautiful grounds and a lot of jolly children. Jolly children means they are happy. They are happy in themselves. So, they are jolly. They are always smiling. But it pains me, though, to see that they are not also healthy and active looking. It is painful to see all these children. Why he is telling that it is painful to see all these children? Because he is telling that these children, even though they are very, very jolly, but I can see pain in them. I can see that they are not, few of them are very weak, few of them are not at all active. So, when I came in, what he is telling, when I entered the school, when I came in, I saw one little poor girl, one poor little girl, she was being led about. Means what? She was being led about means she was spending time alone, apart. She was alone one side, and what he is telling, that I saw that little girl, she was all alone, she was spending her time all alone, and I think she was having eye problem. After that, I found two more girls with that same problem, same difficulty. So, he is telling Miss Beams all about what he had seen when he entered the school. And now, he is telling, and there is a girl with a crutch watching the others at play. Means, I can see one girl who is holding the crutch. Crutch means what, students? The person who is unable to walk. I will show the image. This is called as crutch. See, the person who is unable to walk, they hold two sticks under their arm, and they, with the help of those two sticks, they try to walk. They try to keep, first they keep those crutches and then they lift their body and move forward. So, this image here you can see in this picture that these are called as crutches. So, he is telling that I saw one girl and she is having crutches and she is watching everyone playing in the ground, but she is hopeless, means she is helpless, she cannot help herself, she is without hope. And what do you mean by cripple? Cripple means unable to move or walk properly. She is unfortunately hopeless. See here, there is a meaning of hopeless. Unfortunately means without hope. She is unable to walk properly because I can see that she is holding those crutches. Then Miss Beams laugh at this. When the writer is telling this, that I have seen all this pain here, she laughs at it and she says, "Oh no," she said, "she is not really lame. This is only her lame day. The others are not blind either. It is only their blind day." See how positive approach she is having. She is telling that this girl, she is not a lame. Lame means the day, that day means it, lame day. See here it is the day on which she acts as if she was lame. Okay, lame is nothing but a low day, a very low day. Okay, lame. So here she is telling that she is not really lame, helpless, she is not helpless, but only the day here is very low. The day is very low for her. She is not lame, but the day is lame. And you are telling that the many students are blind, but they are not blind. It is the day, it is only their blind day. Means just see what she has to say, that they are not blind, but the day is blind for them. See, in this lesson you will see that how positive Miss Lame was and how positively she is telling about her students. I must have looked very surprised, for she laughed again. This is very important part of our system, to make our children appreciate and understand misfortune. Misfortune means what? Unfortunate condition or bad luck. To understand the bad luck of other students, we make them share in misfortune too. Each term, every child has one blind day, one lame day, one deaf day, one injured day, and one dumb day. During the blind day, their eyes are bandaged absolutely and they are on their honor not to peep. Honor means they don't cheat, okay. Are on their honor means have promised. They have promised that they will not peep, not to cheat. The bandage is put on overnight so they wake blind. This means that they need help with everything. Other children are given the duty of helping them and leading them about. They all learn so much this way, both the blind and the helpers. See how the school is totally different. She is telling that in our school it is a day for all the students have to follow one day. So which days do they follow? They follow the blind day, the deaf day, the dumb day, the injured day, the lame day. Yes, so they are following all those days. They are not, those students are not, even though she is having crutches, but she is not lame. They are just following all this and they are learning from this, even the one who is following the day and even the helper. So they are following all this, the days. There is no misery about it. Miss Beam continued. Everyone is very kind and it is really something of a game. Before the day is over, though even the most thoughtless child, see the thoughtless means careless, realizes what misfortune is, bad luck is. Okay? There is no misery about it. Misery means difficulty or unpleasantness. They all enjoy it. All the students enjoy it, she is telling. That everyone are kind with each and every child. And they have to realize that what bad luck they are having. If I am taking crutch for one day, so I have to feel the pain what that child is facing, right? So, to give them the experience of everything, they follow all these days. The blind day is of course really the worst, but some of the children tell me that the dumb day is the most difficult. Dumb means to sit quiet without talking. We cannot bandage the children's mouths, so they really have to exercise their willpower. See, to keep control on your talk, you need willpower. Come into the garden and see for yourself how the children feel about it. She is telling that come on, you come with me in the garden and feel how the students are feeling. Miss Beam led me to one of the bandaged girls. Here's a gentleman come to talk to you, said Miss Beams, and left us. She took him out and she told she took him to the girl who had tied bandage, and he is telling that someone visitor has come. He wants to speak to you, and she moves out. Don't you ever peep? I asked the girl. Oh no, she exclaimed. That would be cheating, but I had no idea it was so awful to be blind. Awful means painful, yeah, bad. Okay? You can't see a thing, you feel you are going to be hit by something every moment. It's such a relief just to sit down. If I am now today I have become blind, but I feel like I should just sit because I am having the fear every now and then I will get hurt with, means I will hit something and I will get hurt, I will be hurt, means I will hurt myself. So, she is telling that that is the biggest tension for the blind child, blind student. Are your helpers kind to you? I asked. Fairly, but they are not as careful as I shall be when it is my turn. Those that have been blind already are the best helpers. It's perfectly ghastly not to see. I wish you'd try. Ghastly means causing great fear. Okay? Shall I lead you anywhere? I asked. Oh yes, she said. Let's go for a little walk, only you must tell me about things. I shall be so glad when today is over. The other bad days can't be half as bad as this. Having a leg tied up and hopping about on a crutch is almost fun, I guess. Having an arm tied up is a bit more troublesome because you can't eat without help and things like that. I don't think I'll mind being deaf for a day, at least not much. But being blind is so frightening. My head aches as all the time just from worrying that I'll get hurt. Where are we now? She is asking, where are we now? In the playground, I said. We are walking towards the house. Miss Beams is walking up and down the garden with a tall tree. What is the girl wearing? My little friend asked. A blue cotton skirt and a pink blouse. I think it's Millie. She said. What color is her hair? Very light, I said. Yes, that's Millie. She's the head girl. There's an old man tying up roses, I said. Yes, that's Peter. He's the gardener. He's hundreds of years old. Is it possible? And here comes a girl with curly red hair. She's on crutches. That's Anita, she said. And so we walked on. Gradually, I discovered that I was 10 times more thoughtful Thoughtful means careless than I ever thought I could be. I also realized that if I had to describe people and things to someone else, it made them more interesting to me. He's telling that when he was describing that girl, all about what is around her, it is more interesting to describe a person who is unable to see. So, he is telling that it was very interesting. When I finally had to leave, I told Miss Beam that I was very sorry to go. Ah, she replied, then there is something in my system after all. What she is telling, that there is something in my system after all. So, students, this is the story written by E.V. Lucas, and what is the meaning of abridged? Abridged means a short story. Okay, it is shortened to some extent. So, this is a short story. It is a very big, but it is compact and made it to a very short story. So, this was all about a different school. So, here we will stop. Thank you.